Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life and TV. I'm Poetry. We're going to try to do this summary on the run of Money Heist because I have not had the time to sit down and put the video together for everybody. So I'm going to try to do it now. Like yesterday, I was off work earlier. I got off work at 3:30, got home by 4, and I laid down for a minute, and my daughter was waking me up at 10:30 last night to tell me, you ain't ate yet. That's how I'm tired. Our workload is actually slowing down some. It seems it's slowing down in one area and picking up in another. So we get done faster, but the load is heavier, if that makes any sense. Okay, so Money Heist. Yes. Last year, Netflix dropped chapters 1, or part 1, 2, and 3 on us on one doggone day, and the fucking world went crazy. I'm saying world went crazy. The true name of this show is La Casa de Papel, which means the house of paper in Spanish. But when it came to America and other English-speaking countries, they changed it to Money Heist. So that's what most people know it as, is Money Heist. So if you're on Netflix and you're in America, USA, it's Money Heist. If you're in Brazil, or any other Spanish-speaking countries, I think most of Europe, it is called La Casa de Papel. Okay? Man. Told y'all in my Traveling Talk Tuesday the other day that being a career criminal, was one of my childhood dreams, which is so crazy for me to even say that out loud. But it was the idea of getting big money. Like, I didn't want to be a little common street thug criminal. I didn't want to be like, stealing from the bank, or the $5 discounts from the store, or I wanted to do big jobs, like hitting banks, not busting in with the guns and stuff though. That was my issue, which is why I couldn't be part of the team. See, because the professor, he came to recruit me. I don't know if y'all knew that. The professor came to recruit me, but I couldn't do it because I don't like guns. I want to be the person that's sitting back and making shit happen without having to have a gun in their hand. And, I needed to be the professor, except that I'm not, keen enough to try to put together an operation such as this. And a professor will shoot if you need to. So let me start y'all off with, we try to remember the whole cast. I got my notes over here, but I'm driving, so I'm trying not to look at my notes. Okay, so in season 1, episode 1, part 1, episode 1, it started off with a car chase. This girl and this dude being chased by the police, and they had stole something big, and there was a shootout, what have you. She's about to get busted. She had to leave her dude on the side of the road dead. The love of her life, gone. She looks up, and sees what she calls her guardian angel. You always got that one person till you get in. I'm finna help your ass get in now. That'd be the professor. The professor is the mastermind of everything in which they do. He sits there and try to think 10 steps ahead of whatever our opposing figure, being the law at this time, is going to do, so we could be ready for it. He trained us for this stuff. And I'm going to say us, because this is my crew, even though that I wasn't really part of it per se, because, the gun thing, and I like to live. I don't want to die either. So he recruited her, and he took her to his house in this place called Toledo. We didn't learn the actual location of this house. The name was in Toledo until later on in the season when some shit got figured out. And since I'm not going to do like a recap, I'm just going to try to briefly talk about this. This ain't no brief, because I'm going to talk about this out of my way to work. So once you get to the house, we got a whole team of people. Nobody knows each other, or supposedly nobody knows each other. And we don't keep it that way. So the professor, he made everybody choose names. We all had to choose a name of a city. And this is which we call ourselves by. We ain't supposed to know too much about each other's backgrounds. We ain't supposed to get that familiar, because nobody should be connected, because having connections to somebody it is sometimes a sign of weakness in this business. When you feel that love for somebody, people could use that against you in this line of work. So you ain't supposed to have no connections, which would have been hard for me too, because me and Kina, we like this. So me and the professor, we had to work it out that I couldn't really I had so many things that wouldn't allow me to be part of this job. In addition to running, I can't run as fast as I used to, but so all the names. So the young lady that he picked up at the beginning of the episode, we're gonna call her Tokyo. Tokyo is the free spirit, very passionate. She falls in love with the idea of being in love. She's a loose fucking cannon though, which means that she let her emotions get the best of her, and she reacts always in a bad way. Because she let her emotions take over. Emotions get took over, and then she just gets reckless. I love and hate Tokyo at the same damn time, y'all, because of that reason. Because she could be so passionate, so free, yes, you want her to win, and when she get busy, Tokyo get busy. She let loose on that ass. But usually we got to get busy and let loose on somebody because Tokyo done fucked up because of her goddamn emotions. Okay, that's Tokyo. One of the things that Tokyo did wrong was start fucking around with the 18-year-old named Rio. And Rio was all up in Tokyo's ass. He loves him some Tokyo. She's like 24. He's 18. So they secretly screwing around, behind the professor's back. Because like I said, the professor said, we ain't even supposed to talk to each other. Y'all are in here smashing and dashing. The professor had to know that somebody was going to get busy. He had to know. But here we go. Here we are. So Rio is like a little tech savvy person, He knows things about the internet and the dark web and all that stuff. And then that's another thing that I could do. I could have been the dark web person if they would have trained me properly. Maybe I shouldn't say this on camera. The government looking at me crazy. But, oh man, if technology didn't move so fast, I don't think I could really keep up with all the changes that technology has that goes on. Otherwise, I could have been a hacker. I think I could have been, or I would have loved to have done that job. Even though I hate them. Like when we get these viruses and shit here and hit our computer, I'll be so doggone mad. And I'll be thinking, what person that pissed off somebody in this company? Because God doggone well, half this shit be started by employees. Half the stuff be some burnt employees who ain't got what they want coming. Or they said, okay, I'm going to fuck y'all system up. And then here we are. So that's Rio, okay? Then we have Oslo, who's a big quiet dude, real big buff. I'm not sure where Oslo was supposed to have been from, but he's real quiet. Then Helsinki. Helsinki is our Serbian. He's our gay Serbian. He's another big cornbread fed brother. We learned out later that he's you wouldn't think that he was homosexual, but he's like a big fucking teddy bear. I love me some Helsinki, baby. Okay, and then let's see. So Helsinki. Then we have an unlikely duo of Moscow and Denver, the father and son team. Now we ain't supposed to know each other, but we got a father and son team. Moscow and Denver, and basically the only way that Moscow, he's the ammunitions dude. He's ammunitions. The only way that Moscow was gonna come work with the professor is if he took Denver along, because he in his mind, Denver is a boy in the mind. He can't think for himself very well. Daddy need to always do it for him. He's a ball of fun. He's a little bit reckless his damn self too, but he's always taking care of his son. He's always protected his son, and he can't do that if he ain't around. So the son got to come too. So professor agrees. So that's how he ended up there. Then, like I said, we have Berlin. Berlin is the cocky asshole, the smart ass. He's going to run the operation from the field. The professor running it from the background. The professor is the only one not about to actually physically go in and do the job. He's not going in locked and loaded. That's why I said I should probably could have been the professor. He's not going in locked and loaded. Berlin gonna take over that shit. We later found out that Berlin and the professor are brothers. And we actually learned these people's names as well. I can't remember what Tokyo's real name was. I'll be damned. I remember that the professor's real name was Sergio and Berlin's real name was Andres. And then, okay, last but not least, my girl, Nairobi. I love me some Nairobi. Alba Flores, that's her real name, right? This actress is a badass. I love how she portrays every character, every role that I've ever seen her in, which has only been 2. But still, I love me some Nairobi, and I think I love Nairobi the most. She's the money girl. She's like the accountant. She's like a mathematical genius in her fucking head. And she's so animated. She's always talking like this because she's so full of life and so full of joy. Well, she is one of the saddest people on the goddamn show. She was out on the run doing bad shit and then took her motherfucking kid, and she been trying to get back to him for 6 fucking years. That's why she doing all this dirt. Okay, so what they're gonna be doing is hitting the Royal Mint of Spain. They gonna go in there to get 2.4 billion euros. That's almost equivalent to $2.4 billion US, because euros and US dollars ain't that far off in exchange rate these days. So they finna hit this bank up, or this Royal Mint up, for 2.4 billion. But what they're doing, because the Royal Mint is where the money is made, so they're not finna like steal from the vault or nothing like that. They finna go print this shit up so it could be legitimate bills that can't be traced because they ain't never been printed before. $2.4 billion worth. Okay, so the professor, baby, he been planning this shit for months. He actually took everybody through a school, an academy of sorts, to teach them how to be the best criminals that they could be, to use all the skills and expertise that they already have and expound on them to make us good. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to sit in on a few classes or what have you throughout this whole season, you know, and I realized I could do this. But you know, I got too many stuff that's holding me back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, they made 4 floors. I hope they put some damn elevators in those doggone apartments. So yeah, 2.4 billion. So what they got to do is they plan to capture hostages in the doggone mint in order to keep the police from busting in on them. As long as they got live bodies in there, they think that they could buy themselves some time before the police decide to go in there and wreck ship on their ass. Of our hostages, we got the bank manager Arturo. Oh, I can't stand that motherfucker. I've been wishing him dead since day 1. Arturo, the bank manager. Now Arturo, because like I said, I'm finna mix in chapters 1, 2, and 3 all together. Arturo ass was able to get out. He was able to escape after several failed attempts. He was released after several failed attempts. Got out of this bank and made it to safety. And when these motherfuckers came back around chapter 2 to rob another location, why Arturo ass jump himself into the fucking building so he could be seen as a victim and a hero all over again? Because Arturo was giving him the blues. He playing so many got doggone escapes, honey. They got people hurt. He got Oslo hurt. Oslo was on his fucking deathbed. Shit just went haywire up in there. It was like a little young teenage asshole. I can't remember his name. He was part of the escape plan. He was, helping Arturo make up these escape plans. But then there was a little young girl named Allison. Allison was the key, or the very most important hostage that they had, because she was the daughter of somebody in the parliament. They knew damn well, as long as they had Allison, that they wasn't going nowhere. That they could buy themselves some time. They wasn't finna come in there and kill the damn Parliament child's daughter. I think she was a Parliament or Prime Minister, something like that. But yeah, in Allison. So those are and Monica, which was the mistress of Arturo, as pregnant with his baby. Okay, and Arturo like, I don't want that kid. That's how he was feeling at this time. I got a wife and shit back at the crib. Okay, I don't want no kid. So those are the main hostages. There's some more that kind of, had some key roles in it, but those are our main ones. And then the law. We start off with Colonel Prieto, who was running the whole operations. They brought in Raquel to be the hostage negotiator. Then they had Suarez, who was over like SWAT, and then Angel, who was Raquel's partner. Okay. Prieto was the type of person like, let's go in, get it with the muscle, take him out. And Raquel was like, no, we need to calmly talk to them. We don't need to kill nobody. She was a mastermind her damn self, okay? Angel was in love with her ass, and he was married too. But he was in love with Raquel's ass. They had a fling once upon a time, and now, he want to keep on flinging. And she's like, bruh, no, that was a drunk night, Christmas party, something like that. Suarez is just following leads. That's all he pretty much doing. And then by the time chapter 2 came around, Raquel, her ass, the same as with the chick Monica, the hostage, they end up working with the god doggone crew. So if I got time, we're gonna talk about that later. But later on, Monica started messing around with Denver, y'all. And then Monica, her name became Stockholm. Like the Stockholm Syndrome, because she fell in love with a damn captor. Yeah. And then Raquel, who was dead set on getting everybody, baby, she was determined to take them people down because they was mind fucking her. She was determined to take them down. She accidentally fell in love with the professor because the professor had presented himself as a guy named Salva. And Salva was just a smart, kind friend who was wooing her and made her feel kind of good about her god doggone self. That was, but then he was using her to keep his eye on everything that was going on. But he fucked up. He fell in love with her too. They ended up getting married too, y'all. And she, like I say, she became part of the team. Her name became Lisbon. Okay, so we go in here. We got these motherfucking hostages. We got money printing. Of course, temper's gonna flare. Egos gonna get too big of themselves. Berlin and Tokyo, they going back and forth all the god doggone time. Professor out here fucking around with Raquel half the god doggone time. So he ain't on the comms like he's supposed to be, keeping the track on them, keeping an eye on all their every god doggone moves. So a lot of shit get fucked up. The first thing that fucked up was that Rio and Tokyo, their identities, they fucked up out on the outside, and their identities are now seen. Because they had been coming to the bank, casing the bank for like months, and they got the footage got caught on camera how many times they came in there, didn't go to the line and make no withdrawals or do some type of interactions. So their identities got put out there, okay? And Raquel, she was good at getting information and they're discovering who some of these people are. They also discovered information about Berlin and the fact that he was dying of a terminal disease and everything. When the crew found out that Berlin was dying of a terminal disease, they felt some kind of way, like, why the fuck you didn't tell us this type of shit? Because y'all ain't supposed to know nothing about each other. But everybody was getting familiar. Like, Nairobi fell in love with Helsinki, and I just told y'all Helsinki was a gay person. Nairobi fell in love with him. It was just a mess. Denver fell in love with Stockholm. Arturo trying to do all these goddamn escapes. So Arturo got his ass whipped a few times, but not enough for me. And Monica, Stockholm, they took her to the back because she was trying to help them with this escape. She had snuck a cell phone or whatever. So Berlin told Denver to kill her, right? He took her to the back, and bam, shot her. He shot her in the damn leg, though. But everybody thought that she got executed. So now the hostages are like, these motherfuckers are crazy. They thinking Berlin out here killing people. Moscow was like, wait a minute, you got my son killing folks for you? One of the rules was nobody was supposed to die. But to get in, get out, get our money, and everybody live. That's how, even though we got guns, we got RPGs, we got explosives, we got everything, just in case. But what nobody's supposed to die. It's 8:03, I'm late for work. So, Moscow and Denver having some issues because he like, my son is a fucking murderer. You listen to this dude, so now, like I said, it's tension building. And Berlin thought that Tokyo had something to do with how his identity got found out. I believe so. Yeah, I might be mixing it up I am mixing it up, but I'm trying to remember what order it went in, because Tokyo, at some point Berlin thought that Tokyo had got his identity mixed up, so he wanted Rio to turn himself in, which of course created more tension between Tokyo and Berlin. And another thing happened on the outside. The professor had told Helsinki in Oslo to destroy the car that they originally came in with. But Helsinki didn't do that. Helsinki took the damn car to a junkyard. He figured the car would be smashed up or whatever, and the car is destroyed. Destroy and salvage ain't the same thing necessarily. So the police had got word about the vehicle, about the car. They had traced the car back. So now the professor got to go off script and go try to block the evidence. Block the police from getting the evidence before they all find out. So while he out doing this, and he got busted by some little random ass dude, that now he got to threaten his fucking life and family so he won't rat them out. He got to take care of this shit, and everything going haywire inside the bank. Like I said, because Arturo is in there acting the fool with the god doggone people. They had they sent in a surgical team for Arturo because Arturo got shot. They was trying to take all the members up on the roof for some fresh air. And when they do this, every time they go outside, they dress all the hostages up that look like them. They wore these red jumpsuits with these Salvador Dali mask on. So they had everybody up on the rooftop looking like that. And Arturo again trying to act the fool, trying to like show out and try to escape. Like, hey, it's me, save me. And they thought he was one of the damn robbers, and they shot his ass. So now they got to go in and perform surgery on him. So Raquel sent in a medical team with Angel as one of the people to try to figure them out. Well, the professor, he understood that this was what she was trying to do. So they like put a bug in his glasses, and now all the information that they getting from the police is getting back in there to them. And now Pierto thinking that, okay, Raquel is part of this shit, Angel part of this shit. Angel and Raquel going at it. Angel and Raquel went at it so bad that she's like, she don't trust his ass at all. He went on a little drinking stupor, driving down the highway fast, and the motherfucker ended up in the goddamn coma, baby. And this whole time, he been trying to tell Raquel, you need to watch out for your boy Salva. Something ain't right with him. He had already figured out the warehouse and shit where Salva was keeping his stuff at, and he had called to tell Raquel about it. Raquel mama had took down the information, but Raquel mama got Alzheimer's, so she had to write notes and stuff. So now so she called Salva, like, hey, we figured out who the professor is, and not realizing that the Salva and the professor is the same fucking person. Oh, that's the police right here. Yeah, not realize that Salva and the professor the same person. So now Salva know that she know. So Salva like, fuck, I gotta go over there and kill her mama, the woman that I love. I just met this woman, she's a nice lady, now I gotta go over there and kill her. So he went over there to go kill the mama and realized that the mama had Alzheimer's and she's gonna forget some shit anyway. So he just deleted the message. He left her ass alive. He was gonna poison her teeth. He left her alive. And because he loved Raquel, he could do that to her mama. What was I talking about? How did I find out? Okay, so, but in the meantime, since Angel in this got doggone coma, Raquel figured that she could try to trick the professor into coming over where he was at, because they know that he's a loose screw, so they got to take him out. And so she kind of leaked his location and said he came out the coma and he's ready to talk, whatever. So now the professor got to go to the hospital to try to kill him. But the professor, like smarter than a 5th grader, he said it's a setup. He sent in a whole band of clowns into the hospital when she came in as a clown himself. And so they couldn't figure out who he really was. And he realized that they was lying. They was faking the funk. So he got himself up out of there. But he went to go meet, Raquel later on in the day and got this little red strand of hair from the clown hair on his shoulder. Now she realized he that motherfucker. He, him, you the person. Baby, when it all get down to it, Raquel tried to have him hemmed up in the goddamn house. And torture him for information. That's when he confessed that he loved her. She had him on a little polygraph, so she realized that shit was true. And then she let his ass escape. But earlier, like say, the house that they had found and she had took us, like they went to the house in Toledo. She was out there with her ex-husband, who was an asshole too. He's like the expert at finding stuff in the house. He's the forensic expert, shit like that. And Arturo had set his ass up to make it look like he was beating him to get him thrown off the case. Got arrested and he got assaulted and fucked up in jail. And Raquel came and rescued him from the damn jail. Helped him. It was craziness. It was craziness. So that's all I got time for right now, y'all. That's just part 1. That shit went crazy, because Moscow and Denver back there. Moscow thinking his son was a murderer, so Moscow was flipping out. He want to turn himself in, and everybody trying to stop him, but when they did that, he got lit the fuck up, y'all. They shot Moscow. They tore him up. Moscow was dead. So now they got to rush and do everything. And they had to get up out of there because the police was like, fuck it, we finna just go and bust up in this joint. They had to rush them up out of there and everything like that. And so they end up getting out of there with $984 billion instead of the 984 million instead of the 284 billion. So they left out there with so little less money, and everybody went on their own little secret ways. At the end, a year later, Raquel ended up quitting the police force, and she quit the police force. She found a professor and went to go stay with him. I told you, they got married, y'all. They got married. That's the end of part 1. I'm at work. Maybe I'll have to do part 2 on the way home if my mount stays up in the window. And I will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for watching. This is Money Heist part 1 and half of part 2, I think. We're going to get it all together, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.